Salvete. So this video is just the simple reading straight through. I will only occasionally pause to point out something about the reading. Okay. Puer improbus. Shaina prima. Personae in Shaina prima sunt Julia, Marcus, Quintusque. Julia cantat, la. Julia laeta est. That means Julia is happy. Marcus, st. Marcus laetus non est. Julia cantat, la. Marcus, st. Marcus irratus est. Julia cantat, la. Marcus Juliam pulsat. So this means Marcus hits Julia. She's in the accusative. It's because Julia would be the nominative. Juliam is the accusative. She's the person receiving the action. Jam Julia non cantat, sed plorat. Marcus ridet. Quintus Marcum videt. So there's the accusative again. Quintus sees Marcus. Marcus non videt Quintum. Quintus, quid Marcus puellam pulsat et ridet? Quintus irratus est et Marcum pulsat. So that means Quintus is mad and he hits Marcus. Now, it doesn't mean Quintus is mad and Marcus hits, because we know that if Marcus hits, Marcus would have to be in the nominative. So it would have to be Marcus, but it's Marcum, showing that he's being hit. So this Quintus is the subject of the sentence. He's the subject of the being mad, but he's also the subject of the hitting Marcus. So this Quintus is the subject, and he's actually doing two verbs. He's being, right? And he's also hitting. Jam non ridet Marcus. Marcus irratus pulsat Quintum. Julia, ubi est mater? Julia Aemiliam non videt. Julia Aemiliam vocat. Mater, Marcus Quintum pulsat. Marcus irratus, st. Marcus Juliam pulsat. Julia plorat et Aemiliam vocat. Mama, Marcus me pulsat. Aemilia venit. Shaina secunda. Personae in Shaina secunda sunt Aemilia, Julia, Marcus Quintusque. Aemilia interrogat, quis me vocat? Quintus respondet, Julia te vocat. Aemilia Quintum interrogat, cur Julia plorat? Quintus respondet, Julia plorat quiam Marcus eam pulsat. Aemilia, quid puer parvam puellam pulsat? So she's saying, what? A boy hits a little girl. And here's an example of, we know why girl's in the accusative, but here's an example of the adjective parva also being accusative, parvam, because it's describing the girl who's in the accusative, so the adjective gets sucked up into being accusative too. Fu, quid puer parvam puellam pulsat? Fu, cur Marcus Juliam pulsat. Quintus, quia Julia cantat. Aemilia, O Julia, mea parva filia, Julius puer probus non est. Marcus est puer improbus. Quintus, Julia puella proba est. Aemilia Quintum interrogat, ubi est Julius? Cur non venit? Aemilia Julium non videt. Respondet Marcus, pater dormit. Quintus, Mater non te sed me interrogat. Aemilia. St pueri, ubi est pater? Quintus. Pater non hic est, sed Marcus hic est. Quintus Iulium vocat. Pater, pater. Iulius dormit. Iulius quintum non audit, neque venit. So neque just means, the ne just means not or doesn't, and then que is kind of like an and, right? How you can put que on the end of the last thing on a list. So neque means and doesn't come. Neque venit means and doesn't come. Cur Iulius quintum non audit? Iulius eum non audit quia dormit. So Julius doesn't hear him, and notice that the him also ends in an M because it's accusative, right? He doesn't hear who? He doesn't hear him. Julius eum non audit quia dormit, because he's sleeping. Marcus, pater dormit neque te audit. So dad's sleeping and he doesn't hear you. Aemilia, fu puer, Aemilia irata est. Mater filium verberat, and verberat is the verb beats, and there's the how to write the sound of beating. Tuxtax, tuxtax, tuxtax. Marcus plorat. Julius eum audit. Iam non dormit pater. So now the dad isn't sleeping. Shaina tertia. Personae in Shaina tertia sunt Iulius, Aemilia, Iulia, Marcus, Quintusque. So everybody in the family itself, except for the slaves. Quintus, pater venit. Aemilia quintum non audit, quia Marcus plorat. Iulius quintum videt, eumque interrogat, cur Marcus plorat? So this is neat, because right here, Iulius sees Quintus, eumque, and him asks, so and asks him, cur Marcus plorat? Quintus respondet, Marcus plorat quia mater eum verberat. Iulius, sed cur mater Marcum verberat? So it's asking, why did mom beat him? Quintus, Marcum verberat, so she beats Marcus. So Quintus isn't saying Marcus beats, because he's not doing any beating, right? He's being beat. So that's why he's in the accusative. Marcum verberat, quia puer improbus est. Marcus parvam puellam pulsat. Iulia, mama, pater hic est. Aemilia Iulium videt. Aemilia, tuus pater filius improbus est. Tuus Marcus filius improbus est. So your Marcus is a bad boy. It's funny how she says that. Your son. Tuus Marcus. So some things never change, right? Iulius, fu puer probus non pulsat puellam. So a good boy doesn't hit a girl. Puer probus non pulsat puellam. Puer qui parvam puellam pulsat improbus est. So a boy who hits a little girl is bad, is what that line is. Iulius irratus puerum improbum verberat. Tuxtax, tuxtax, tuxtax. Marcus plorat. Quintus laetus est, et ridet. Iulia laeta non est, neque ridet. So she's not happy and she doesn't laugh. Cur non laeta est Iulia? Non laeta est quia Marcus plorat. Iulia est puella proba. So that's kind of nice. So Iulia, you'd think she'd be happy because her mean older brother's getting beat, but she's such a good girl that she's not happy because Marcus is crying because he's being beat. So Julia puella proba est. Puer ridet, puella plorat. Quis est puer qui ridet? So who is the boy that laughs? So notice that this quis is the nominative of who. So quis est puer qui ridet. So who's the boy who? So we're actually going to use this word qui to mean who, like the boy who does something. Only if it's a boy, only if it's masculine though. So we're going to use quis when we're actually asking a question, but we're going to use qui when we're saying the boy who does something. So quis est puer qui ridet? Puer qui ridet est Marcus. Quae est puella quae plorat? So quae is the feminine version, and we're going to use it for when we're actually asking a question, but we're also going to use that same quae for the girl who does something. It's only nominative where the question and the boy who, the one that's not a question, are different. So quae est puella quae plorat? Puella quae plorat est Julia. So the girl who cries is Julia. This can also mean the girl who is crying. So this can also mean is doing it. Marcus, qui puellam pulsat, puer improbus est. So this is Marcus who hits a girl, is a bad boy. Puella quam Marcus pulsat est Julia. So the girl who Marcus hits is Julia. So notice how we have an accusative ending here, quam. It has an M. And it's also not quem, it's quam, because she's a girl. So there's feminineness to it with the A, and there's accusativeness to it with the M. Puella quam Marcus pulsat est Julia. Julia Aemiliam vocat. Aemilia quam Julia vocat, mater liberorum est. So look what we're doing now. We're bringing back in the genitive, and liberorum is genitive plural, right? So it means of the children, of the free children. Aemilia puerum verberat. Puer quem Aemilia verberat est Marcus. So the boy who Aemilia beats is Marcus. Quem vocat Quintus? So is this asking who's calling Quintus, or who does Quintus call? Quem vocat Quintus. So it's not so we know Quintus is doing the calling, right? Because he's in the nominative. So this is asking who does Quintus call? Quem vocat Quintus? Quintus Iulium vocat. So he calls Julius, the dad. Julius quem Quintus vocat, pater liberorum est. So Julius, who the Quintus calls, is the dad of the children. Julius quintum non audit. Quem audit Julius? Julius Marcum audit. Puer quem Julius audit est Marcus. Puella quae cantat laeta est. Puella quae plorat non est laeta. Puer qui puellam pulsat improbus est. All right. And so we have 3 pensa to end the chapter with as well. All right. Valete.